else. Right? Pinch yourself. Good morning. Welcome to Senate Economic Development, Housing and General Affairs. Thank you, Thomas. It is Wednesday, April 2nd, and we've managed to make it through April Fool's Day unscathed. But this morning we're going to we're going to pivot to housing, and we're going to pivot to a project that Adam, I believe, is going to tee up.
Yes.
So welcome, Adam.
Great. Glad to be here. Good
and
morning.
While you know us all, I think we have a whole lot of new people joining us who may not know us all, although we are missing 2 people at the moment, but they'll be here.
My suggestion, Madam Chair, is when Russ and Lucia come up, then
We will introduce
this is
ourselves,
your
right?
90-second
Right.
kind of overview.
Great. We would love an overview. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Adam Nekrasen Group here with the Hula Ride Your Bike team. This next part of your agenda is a good news moment. This is a project showcase at the intersection of policy and entrepreneurial spirit that this committee has been working on for years. This is exciting stuff because your work has been to try and increase housing growth by creating regulatory certainty at the local and state level. And then in your most recent bill, put policies forward that create tools for public infrastructure to match those spaces. And what that has done, and you'll see in this next 15, 20 minutes, is really create excitement at a great spot in Chittenden County for a housing proposal that stands to be of statewide significance in its scale and the goodness it will create for the economy. And so for this committee, we're excited to be here, and you'll have several witnesses coming before you. Lucia and Russ from the Hula team, which is the heart of this economic excitement and the housing proposal. Will, the pre-development project quarterback that is really pulling it all together, and then Andrew from the Jonathan Rose Company, which is our national expertise and project partner that really will help make this happen. And so, the ask is a thank you. And we're here after you put the bill out on purpose, so that we could show you what your work is attracting, creating. Okay, Madam Chair, over to Lucia and Russ together.
Right?
Then Russ and Will. And then Russ and Andrew.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And our only time challenge is we need to sort of depart to be on time over in room 11 at 9 for our joint hearing. So we just need to leave at like 3 if
Understood. Thank you.
as long as we move swiftly.
Sure.
So we are starting with, why don't we bring 2 chairs up? Perfect. Lucia and Russ.
Yes.
Great.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
And we are going to introduce ourselves. And
I'm Tom Chittenden, and Hula's in my district, so I'm always excited to have any opportunity to go down there. And I know this is a great project. I look forward to hearing more about it.
and Keisha Ron Hinsdale, who should hopefully be here soon. Allison Clarkson in the Windsor County District. Randy Brock, who represents Franklin County.
Dave Weeks, representing Rutland County.
And introduce yourselves and rock and roll.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Well, good morning. And thank you so much for inviting us to be here today to tell you a little bit about Hula, about what we do, and about why housing is so important to us in this next chapter. I'm excited for you to hear more from Russ about our work on housing, but first we'll start with Hula. My name is Lucia Campriello. I'm the team lead at Hula, where we're on a mission to elevate Vermont entrepreneurs and startups and create meaningful connections, which we get to do from our incredible 14-acre co-working facility, innovation hub, and venture ecosystem located in Burlington's South End Innovation District at the site of the former Logic Oven Factory. Now, I like to say, because I have seen it happen, that Hula inspires dreamers to become doers. Members join our community as coworkers. They launch their companies from Hula. They grow their teams from Hula. Eventually, they cycle out of Hula for larger spaces, which creates opportunity for the next wave of innovators to contribute to Vermont's business ecosystem.
Thomas.
Have you been to Hula?
I have not.
We need to get Senator Weeks to Hula, because I
We
want to
do.
do a
I think I
Hula.
know where the site is,
Yeah.
just from.
You've probably been to the St. John's Club, which is right across the street.
Well, I will make sure that if you haven't received an invitation, we're actually hosting an event and we'd love for you to be there. You can pass through both if you want.
One is more distinguished.
Yeah, on the 15th of this month, about this project. So it'd be a great opportunity to see it. And otherwise, we're always available.
If it's on a weekend or a Monday, we might all come.
Yes, yes. And otherwise, we'll make sure to host you on a Monday or a weekend.
Great.
So, anyway, Hula's campus is designed to be entirely as carbon neutral as possible with solar power and geothermal heating and cooling. It's home to about 1,200 members who work from campus each year, including employees of over 100 companies that are headquartered at Hula. We are home also to 3,400 visiting coworkers who drop in throughout the year from around the state and around the country. We're home to an in-house venture fund that's invested in more than 24 early stage Vermont-based companies that create new jobs every year. And we host tens of thousands of visitors through a dynamic events program, including events like Tech Jam, Mercy Connections annual fundraiser, Launch VT's demo night.
BSO.
Yeah, so many different things. I'm sure many of you have been there. Or one of Hula's produced events that showcase entrepreneurs, innovators, and change makers. Partnerships are also key for us at Hula. We partner with investors, with business associations, educational institutions, community-based organizations, state agencies, and others who are doing mission-aligned work that fosters innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic development. One partnership I'm particularly excited about is new work that we're doing with the Leahy Institute for Rural Development in collaboration with
The Lincoln Institute from Cambridge.
the Leahy
Oh, the
Institute
Light
up at UVM. And that work is also in collaboration with Due North up in Caledonia County, also with the BRIC in Windsor. Yep, exactly. With the Hub Coworks in Rutland County. Together, we're working to better connect our co-working facilities as well as the innovators and businesses that are associated with them. I'm super excited to see where that work's going. I'm also really excited by the individuals who work from campus, including folks like Byron Botras, who's the founder of Scrivener, which is a legal fintech and customer solution to lower the barriers to access legal services in times of need. It's a venture that grew out of his previous company, which he successfully exited a couple of years ago, or Verde Technologies, which spun out of UVM's academic and research and commercialization program, currently leading the next generation of solar technology with business offices at Hula and manufacturing facility.
So I could say, if you do
Yeah.
come up, I'll roll the red carpet out for you, take you out to lunch. But if you could go back a slide, it's just really truly is a phenomenal space. And I'd love to, and it's an old Blodgett oven manufacturing facility that we need a Hula in Rutland too. So I want you to see this.
So it sounds very similar to the Mint.
Yes, yep, the Mint
Oh,
and
the
across the
Mint,
street,
yeah.
yes. In fact, I was just down there and it's an awesome space. Have you visited?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Some of the features of that space I admire hugely and would love to bring them into our schools as well. It's great. And I've loved partnering with the leadership down there too. So yeah, so through that work, I'm really excited about the potential of additional collaborations and connections, and we're having a good time learning from one another. But yeah, like I said, lots of awesome people doing awesome work. I think I left off at Verde Technologies. Another recent grad who I'll be super excited about, Briggs Boardman, who's developed an app called Offline, which is intended to combat loneliness on college campuses, leveraging technology to bring people together in person for human relationships and connection. And of course, our own housing development project, which has been incubating at Hula for a number of years, which our members are increasingly enthusiastic about based on their own experiences with Vermont's housing crisis. So yeah, hopefully you're getting the sense that people, passion, and vision are key for us at Hula. Russ and Roxanne, our founders, dreamed of fostering innovation in sustainably built spaces, welcoming participation and encouraging intentional collisions. Personally, I think they did an awesome job of that and so much more. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting next to Russ this morning. Kula just celebrated 4 years in operation and our future is incredibly bright. So with that, I would like to end by thanking you all for your service, for your support of our work and of our growing community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richmond. Good morning. My name is Russ Scully. We should point out I'm the founder of Hula, which you just got to hear a lot about. And so this morning we're really excited to talk about this housing development project that is essentially across the street from Hula that we really see as a pivotal project to accomplish a number of things, including doing a lot of work to clean up Lake Champlain. As you know, we're at the bottom of the watershed of the Champlain Valley there. There's known issues with a lot of the wastewater and stormwater that flow through that part of town, particularly at that intersection of Lakeside Avenue and Pine Street. We see this project as a catalyst to really moving forward on a lot of the infrastructural fixes and changes that need to take place in order to really help mitigate a lot of the challenges that are currently going on right now with stormwater and wastewater. So really excited about the opportunity to clean up Lake Champlain through the process of this project and help catalyze a lot of that activity, which has already started with the approval of some of the City of Burlington bonds that were recently voted and passed. So excited about that. The other big piece is obviously taking a bite out of the big housing crunch that we're all facing in Vermont and elsewhere. We're looking at a large scale development project that will match a little bit of the size and scale of what we've done at Hula in terms of economic development. We really see it as unlocking a lot of the future job growth across a lot of the companies within Hula. We've heard this over and over again as the biggest barrier to hiring new people is really finding housing. And so I think you've all probably heard that, in your own different regions and districts within the state. It's particularly heartfelt in Chittenden County, particularly at Hula. So we really see this as an opportunity to open that gridlock and really create additional jobs through the opportunity of creating more housing. I think it's the biggest barrier that we've heard from employers is that bringing new people on is challenging, mostly because it's really hard to find a place for people to live. So that was really the impetus for us to really think about the zoning change that was required to introduce housing into this part of the city. And so we started that process almost 5 years ago. And so here we are today getting that much closer. So excited about that as well.
Great.
And I just want to say thank you for all the energy and the work that you've done so far. I think it's on helping to create some solutions towards finding some public infrastructure help and support. I think one of the things you're going to hear from our partner, Andrew Foley, is that we're at a bit of a standstill now, right? So this project doesn't pencil out currently. Cost of construction, as you know, is really high. Cost of borrowing money is really high. We're currently unable to move forward unless we get some sort of help with infrastructure costs to help move the project forward.
Do you have a slide for the vision of the housing or because this is Hula itself, isn't it? Yep.
We have a slide that outlines the footprint of where the housing is going to land.
That parking lot up there.
Because the parking.
Oh,
lot
what-
before you
next
go
lot,
onto
next
the
lot.
underpass, is that yours?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
the
parking
next-
lot will be
exactly.
the next.
And then if we can go one slide further, we'll see the footprint of the actual site.
And there's the St. John's Club.
I am very clear.
Great view of the lake. We're gonna get Center Week stuff.
Yeah, I hope everybody talked
Ah,
about
okay, so there, that's for the footprint for the house.
There we go.
Great, terrific, thanks. It just helps to vision. So it's before the underpass. It's where the parking lot is.
It's directly across from the Innovation Center, right? It's next to Hula.
So interestingly, this is the big challenge Brick is facing also, which is one, they have room and fabulous space to develop all these housing units. And it's just, they sort of fall between they're in a challenging spot.
Yeah.
Because they want to be market rate and not affordable.
That was an awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought their work.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for teeing up. And then now we're going to pivot to Will and to Andrew.
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Sorry I can't be with you there in person, but listen, you've gotten the basic idea of this incredible opportunity. You're looking at these 3 parking lots. And we have made significant progress. I've been working with the city of Burlington and Champlain College and Ride Your Bike to help advance this. And what's so incredible that you should remember is that going from an idea to a plan and then to reality, that these logical steps, and we are well along that path. The zoning that was passed that allows for residential in this former industrial zone to give you the land use capabilities, that was passed in August of 24. And since that time, the city as a landowner, you see there on the right, and Champlain College and Ride Your Bike have been working collaboratively with a whole host of stakeholders, nonprofit developers, with other residents in the area, with maker spaces, artists, etc., to really figure out to take that vision that Russ just left you with. How do we actually do this? How do we roll it out and create the affordable housing that is so desperately needed for growing families and for young professionals? We've looked at all the housing studies. We know what's needed, and we have to figure out, okay, if that's what we're going to produce and to do it in a walkable way, it's going to require some really clever thinking about how we finance this project, both at multiple levels with our, with lenders, with the state, local, et cetera. So we've had some really great conversations with some members of the state, and with obviously working very closely with the administration and staff. And I can tell you right now, we have a PUD, a planned unit development, that has now been pulled together that shows about 1,100 to 1,400 units, of which, I hope you're sitting down, 20% will be affordable according to the rules of the priority housing projects and the inclusionary zoning. So this is a major, major pilot project that if we can demonstrate a way to pull together the private lending, the public financing of infrastructure, also the resources available to provide for affordable housing with the private sector, we think we can pull together this project that really is an exemplar for the rest of the state. Obviously at a larger scale, but I think the tools that we're looking at and the ones that you're discussing right now from the policy point of view are really going to create this this possibility that we can actually see and see on the ground some new development. So on that note, I'm going to now hand this off to my colleague, Andrew Foley, who, and I have to say, part of our amazing progress is to have brought in a group like Jonathan Rose Company. They are absolutely one of the leading sustainable mixed-use developers all across the country. And I have to say, we're very fortunate that they have placed an interest in this vision and what Hula represents, and they see this idea of housing and jobs and activity spaces and cultural activities coming together, and this is what they do. So Andrew, do you want to take it from there, please? Thank you.
Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks, Will. And
Right there, you're looking straight at it.
great. We're delighted to be here, and we feel it's a real privilege to be invited by the Hula team to pursue this really exciting housing opportunity. We share the enthusiasm since we first visited Hula in the South End. Just what is happening down there is really special. Not just as a housing opportunity, but the broader economic development implications of what the housing can unlock for the state of Vermont. So we're really excited to be a part of this project. So just a little bit about us. So we are developers and owners of green, mixed income and affordable housing across the country. We're active in about 14 states in the District of Columbia. We own around 19,000 units of housing. Our founders started our company over 35 years ago with a mission to create green housing. Before a lot of greening was really considered more common practice. And so our company has been proud to continue to be at the forefront of building communities that are sustainable, but also work to integrate into the fabric of the neighborhoods in which they operate.
And
So
where are you based?
we're based out of New York City, primarily, and we have a few offices around the country. We're early in the design and conception process. So we thought what we do is just share a few examples of some of the project we've done. If just to go back one slide. So we build mixed income communities with homeownership, affordable housing, market rate development. So some of the examples on the project on the left side is Project Via Verde in the Bronx, which is a deeply sustainable project that includes both rental and homeownership. The project to the middle and also on the right is a project in the Brooklyn Cultural District that has micro units.
Some people would argue all of Brooklyn is a cult.
It's gotten that way. But I'll tell you that one of my favorite places to hang out in Brooklyn is the Center for Fiction, which is based in our building, which is a nonprofit literary society bookstore, a place where writers come and work. And so,
Wait, you said micro units.
Yes.
I was hoping units, but a micro unit. Is
Well,
that like a studio?
so in New York City, you could argue also that
Yeah.
most units are micro units in New York City. So,
Every studio is in lecture.
yeah, this project offers units that are 300 square feet with
Is that
Murphy
like,
bed kind of, that we actually furnish and provide for, a range of entrepreneurs primarily. And then we really enhance the amenity spaces so that to create really great livable communities. We believe that you could do a lot with very small, well-designed space.
I'd love to see like a picture of it.
Oh,
Like micro unit.
Yeah, we'd love to show you. Yes.
Just while we're on sort of what the units look like,
Yeah,
of the 11 to 1,200 units, what do you envision? a mix of-
1,400,
Oh, I thought
11 to 1,400. And I'm hoping
Oh,
like
okay.
a 1,400 side.
Yeah, we all would. The question I have is, what the size range is, and
Sure.
also is there a mix of rental versus ownership?
Yeah, so we're still working out the unit and income mix on the overall whole project with the partners of the city and Champlain College as well. But there is a commitment to provide a range of unit types across the site. So from studios, one beds to family apartments, to the full spectrum, to have rental and home ownership, and to provide a range of affordability options from deeply affordable housing to moderate income housing to market rate housing. So one of the beauties of this project is that with multi-phase, multiple buildings, you could really create a broad range and don't want to forget multi-generational housing.
Mhm.
And then just a few, I know we're it's a little tight on time, but just a few other examples of some work that we've done in Philadelphia. This was the first lead neighborhood development project certified in the country, achieved LEED Platinum status. The project on the right actually is the project I just came from yesterday, where we achieved a passive house certification, a LEED Platinum project, solar integrated green roofs. A lot of the commitments that Vermont has made, and I know Russ and the Hula team feel strongly about, are the things that we work to incorporate in all the work we do. So with that, happy to turn over for any additional questions, but really excited to be a part of this project.
Great. You mentioned Champlain College, so some of it is envisioned as dorm space.
Well, potentially, and they're also an abutting land
Yeah.
owner, so they're,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they own one of the 3 parcels, and so they're
Oh, they own one of the, okay.
David
had a question.
So to achieve that kind of density in that kind of space, how high are you going? Was that a zoning issue that you bumped it?
Yeah, so there was a new zoning district created to allow for kind of a range of density being deferential to the existing single family neighborhoods that surround it. So it scales up from 4 stories to 6 to 8 stories in a way that, and there was an extensive community engagement process around there to cover on that.
Just curious.
Well, my questions earlier, bringing Rutland into the conversation, is I'm always worried that we're Chittenden centric focus, although I'm okay with that. But if we want to keep the economic engine of the state running, these are the projects that need to happen. I'm just curious. So the Champlain Parkway, I should know this, but is it going to end in a bud at Lakeside, or it's coming in right there? What is the ultimate plan from the city for where the parkway is going to go? Will is using his mouse, and I'm wondering, so it's going to basically be perpendicular to Lakeside Avenue, Will?
Yes.
Okay, and then people have to take a right and get onto Pine Street. So there's no bend or curve into Pine.
No, you make the right turn and then you go left on Pine.
So when that's done, 189, if you've been to Chittenden County, so 89, and then the 189 jaunt, you'll be able to just stay right on 189 and it'll land you, plop you right basically there.
Okay, so on that, I know it's off topic. Where's the southern connector?
The Champlain connector, we're calling it that.
Champlain Valley Park.
That is the
Same
other
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, does it terminate there? Does the southern end of it terminate? So where's the rest?
No, the southern end
Okay,
terminates
okay, that's what it's.
in
Yeah.
the Hannafords.
So
Isn't it?
it's gonna move right
Southern end.
through here to Lakeside Ave and eventually go all the way
Well,
down.
right, but that's the southern part. That's the southern part.
89,
The
189.
northern part of Southern Connector.
Yeah, they're working on the 189 connector right now.
Mhm.
So really that work is underway.
Yeah.
So this image doesn't include the connector going right through it right now. So that, thanks, Will.
Can you see that?
Yep.
There you go.
So I think we should plan our tour. I think
Yeah.
that's where we should go with
Awesome.
this map conversation. I think my committee's heard me say that it's a visualization of the growth possible in Vermont to step into Hula's campus, to see the potential for this project. It really should and could be a model for the state on its own scale elsewhere, but this is likely to be the biggest housing project of the decade. And I'm sad to hear 8 stories now instead of 9. This is what I worry about, is that it keeps going down, not because of your, advocacy, but I think we should get other committees involved and go visit, not to be Chittenden County centric, but to say, we need this to happen here so that it can happen at scale elsewhere in the state. And if this can't happen, we're going to have a hard time with other things, because people like Russ have put a lot of their own energy and capital and goodwill into getting it this far. And the state really does need to reciprocate. And I think my only question is, Russ, you and I are both kind of Southern California people at heart, people just see it. They have done a really good job, I grew up in Santa Monica, of making infrastructure really visible, of having really visible stormwater catchment systems, and actually kind of making them beautiful.
Mhm.
And so while, we haven't had your planner designer folks here, but it would be great to not only see this as a flagship for housing, but a way to visualize beautiful infrastructure. I don't know if that's come up yet.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And we have a lot of
A
the
great
same.
idea, and we're gonna have to sadly leave
Yeah.
it there because we are expected in
Oh.
another
Yeah.
room in 2 minutes.
Correct.
This is so